allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me, this is my first go around as mayor of any city, so I'll try to do the best I can. Our mayor is running a little bit late, so I will do the best I can with this. Roll call, if you could state your name, and we'll know that you're in attendance.
Amy Clearwater here.
Megan Desjardins here.
Tim Stebbins here.
Michelle Landry here.
Thank you. I did the Pledge of Allegiance out of order. I should have done the roll call before the Pledge of Allegiance, but that's okay. Forgive me. Presentations. Presentations, seeing none. Moving on to agenda E. Adjustments to the agenda. Anybody? Michelle.
So on behalf of the Policy Committee, I would respectfully request that we remove JICJ from the agenda tonight while we continue to review the stakeholder feedback and policy text. And if not, I'd ask my colleagues in the school committee to not move to reading.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
And I have one more.
Seeing that passes. One more motion.
And I would also ask that we remove DJB warrants, as the Policy Committee chose to defer final action pending input from the Standing Committee on Finance. So we will follow up on this at the next go-around.
So moved.
Second.
Vote. Unanimous. Thank you, Michelle. Next is approval of last meeting's minutes. Looking for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All those in favor? Pass unanimously. Nominations. We need a motion for motion needed for consent agenda for nominations, appointments, and resignations.
I'll make the motion, but Liam usually reads them all.
I'll read them all. Okay. Forgive me if I get the names wrong. Emmeline Dablin. Does Liam also do the positions that they're being nominated for? Just the name? Okay. So nominations, Emmeline Dablin, Jenna Goldstein, Hannah Crozier, Daniel Weeks, Morgan Bissett, Jenna Budisi, and Jason Kenneck. All those in favor? Passes. Appointments. Claudette Belleros, BPS food service worker. All those in favor? Unanimous. Resignations. Aubriana Gildersleeve, Ray Sampson, Brett Branscombe, Sandra Levesque, Elizabeth LeBlanc, Delaney Jenkins, Leanne Haley, Christine Aldrich, Jamie Richards. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Transfers. Jillian Palladino, BPS Grade 2 teaching, moving to BEMS position. And Jamie Loylands, BPS Grade 1 teacher, moving to Grade 3. All those in favor? Thank you. Sometimes you just have to flip the page. Sydney Mitchell, Katrina Kolpitz, and Kathleen McKenney. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Point of order, was there a second on my motion? Just for the sake of the minutes. I don't think anybody did actually second that.
Second.
Great.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the superintendent's report.
All right, good evening, everybody. I think we're down to like 15 days or so left of school. No one's counting, but I think that's the number. Even though the rain hasn't been exactly what we've wanted or is coming, it definitely helps at the end of the year keep the temperature in the buildings down when you get a couple of those warm days. We have a few things tonight. First, just last night we had our retirement ceremony, and it was great to see so many of our former staff show up to honor their colleagues. It was a really nice event, and just something that really brings people together to recognize the years of service they've had in the school department. Yesterday was a pretty big day for us as you know, we've been raising money for the renovation of the Don Wilson Fitness Center, and the St. Louis Alumni Association yesterday made their biggest donation in history. And they donated $50,000. Their incredible support brings us one step closer to creating a modern, welcoming wellness space that honors our past while supporting BHS students' health and well-being. We've raised with our district commitment over $159,000, and so we're there, and so that's just really exciting for us. And one of the pieces I think that's really exciting is that we now have that opportunity to not only improve the space, but really dedicate that to the St. Louis Alumni Association, because the history of that experience is moving by us some, and it's really important. And we need to be able to remember that and show our students that the history that two high schools had in town. And so just thankful for their partnership. Also want to thank the Cartmill Trust for their generous donation of $5,000 to the Biddeford Education Foundation to support winter clothing for students in need. They've been giving that to us probably for 7 or 8 years in a row, or if not more. And that's always helpful when we're looking for coats, hats, mittens, boots, jackets, snow pants, all of those types of things. Congratulations to Biddeford High School students Layla McDonough, Leela Zombo, and Cooper Crockett, who were the top 3 winners for the annual Biddeford Saco Rotary Club essay contest. The theme, What the Word Family Means to Me, encourages 8th grade students to reflect on the importance of family, those who support them, while also giving them an opportunity to win cash and to donate to a charity. Congratulations to Biddeford High School student Jackson Wood, who was selected to perform in the prestigious Maine All-State Concert Band at this year's Maine All-State Music Festival at the University of Maine in Orono. We continue to have just great performances from our musicians around. And boy, we can't be any more proud of where the program's come over the last several years. Important dates. There's a lot of them. COT Awards tomorrow night at the middle school at the BMS PAC. Senior Assembly is Thursday, June 4th at 1 p.m. Seniors will be recognized. Staff awards, scholarships will be announced. Friday night, June 5th, 6 p.m. will be graduation. We will not start looking at the weather until about Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Martha and I have decided, because you can spend the 10 days out negotiating that, and then you get down to the last 24 hours, and it's just like a snow day. It's just like a snow day. But remember that outside, no tickets are required. Indoor, we do have live streaming and tickets. But also, families, don't fret, because we've always been able to handle things inside. For everybody, we've had, I think, the last 4 years we've been inside. And it really hasn't been an issue that much on tickets. We have some things we can do. June 2nd, school budget vote. June 9th, school budget vote. And seniors' last official day is Friday the 29th. Pre-K last day is the 16th. And all other grades are the 17th with an early release. So we're getting there. So any questions about that?
Thank you. Apologies for my tardiness. Thanks to Tim for covering. Any questions for the superintendent? Seeing none, that will bring us to student representative reports. Cordelia Kane.
The end of the school year is here, and the next few weeks are very busy. Spring sports are in their final weeks of regular season play, with many hoping for a successful playoff season. The seniors' final week of school will with sunrise and parade happening on Friday. It's the seniors' final week of school, with sunrise and parade happening on Friday morning. Senior trip, marching practice, and graduation will take place next week. APC graduation is on Wednesday, June 3rd, here in the Little Theater at 6 p.m. The Spring Athletic Awards Banquet is coming up on Monday, June 8th in the Steve White Gym at 6 p.m. 8th grade promotion will be held on Tuesday, June 9th, also at 6 p.m. in the Steve White Gym. Over the weekend, the boys and girls lacrosse teams played Gloria's game in memory of Gloria Townsend, a Biddeford High School graduate and boys head lacrosse coach March Gray's mom. In 1991, Gloria was tragically taken by breast cancer at just 36 years old. The teams wore pink in her honor and raised $3,419, which is donated to Maine Health Oncology to support cancer treatment. And at BIS, they have their fourth grade farewell and Tiger Den Derby coming up.
With seniors graduating this week and finals in a few weeks, school is winding down. We had a mind and body day on Friday where we participated in various activities with our advisory, such as field games, family feud, and Zen drawing. We also had our underclassmen awards, where students 8th through 11th were nominated by teachers for who shows our pillars of pride. There is also a COT open house on the 11th, and track regionals are this Friday in Wyndham.
Thank you, Cordelia and Marcus. Any questions for student representatives? Yes.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment about the Mind and Body Day. I just want to bring up like what a great idea I think it is. You guys, periodically have these breaks from the academic day and do these kind of SEL days, right? Where you have your passion day and your mind and body day. And I just, from somebody who works in a school and as a social worker, I think it's so important to have that break from academics and do those kind of pieces, right? Like to explore outside of the academics, how to take care of yourself and what the passions are. And I don't think people often realize how enriching that is to then be able to be an academic student. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. I've heard a lot of positive feedback about that day. I think that's what helps students figure out the skills to be able to focus in a classroom and settle and take care of themselves. So I'm really glad that you highlighted that day, and I think that's great. Oh.
Thank you, Megan. Marcus.
It was also great because we had a lot of organizations come down in the Tiger Gym, and I got to walk around to almost every single one and kind of hear what they do as a program. Along with the Family Feud was actually really fun because the teachers, Miss Murray, sent out an email and with a bunch of questions, and so the students answered it, and then we would go, and it's students' answers that we had to try to guess, which was super fun.
Thank you. That will bring us to committee reports. Michelle.
I just want to note that policy will be meeting on June 10th at 4:30, and we'll be taking on I can't read my writing. KI, visitors to schools, and also JICJ, personal electronic devices. So we'll be discussing those at that meeting.
Any other committee reports? Seeing none, we have no old business, so we're on to new business, beginning with cell phone storage state funding.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that the state will be granting us a little over $5,000 for storage. I did ask the question, well, what if schools don't participate in it? Will you redistribute the funds? And I didn't get a positive on that one. I think there was more of like go away on that one. But it is $5,000. It's a little over that. And then just, as people know, that policy first, and then we figure these pieces out. You guys will deal with that the next meeting, and then we'll go through that piece. We did get just on the storage piece, we do have like the 3 samples in there, and I think everyone has a feeling if we go in that direction of what it would look like, but they're interesting. And Michelle, I think you're going to Bath with that crew to visit school that has the pouches.
first and second reading for an overnight field trip from June 1st to June 6th for teachers with teachers in charge Matt Lane and Fenimore, Skills USA National Championship and Skills Conference.
So moved.
Moved by Amy,
Second.
second by Megan. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. And good luck. And that will bring us to a first reading of a policy to strike, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, affirmative action.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous. We will dispense with item D and move on, as that's been pulled from the agenda, and move on to E, first reading of policies to revise, beginning with procedure for reports and dangerous behavior by students.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. Discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Report of dangerous behavior by students.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Student discrimination and harassment complaint procedure.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. And student sex discrimination harassment complaint procedure.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Hazing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. School system commitment to standards for ethical and responsible behavior.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Student transportation services.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. We have pulled the cell phone and other personnel electronic devices, which will be discussed at a future policy meeting. Moving on to student code of conduct.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. I had a question on this one. How do we inform students of the code of conduct? Is that part of any type of orientation to begin the year? Handbook, and how is that reviewed for new students and transfer students? Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. And public comment at school committee meetings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. All those in favor? That is unanimous. And finally, rules of order.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Megan, second by Amy. Amy?
Yeah, just for the benefit of the public, I would like everyone to know that these received robust discussion at policy. Additionally, we are advised by our attorneys and several organizations that help school systems come up with good policies. We're not just willy-nilly making these changes and not talking about it. I just hope everybody at home, I'm sure the 6 of you who are watching, will be very relieved by that.
Thank you, Amy. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is unanimous. That will take us to public participation. 3-minute limit for items on any item.
Good evening. Similar to what Amy was saying, if someone from the public didn't have a chance to review materials ahead of time, they might have sort of raised an eyebrow and say, why are they getting rid of a policy that encourages non-discrimination and equal opportunity? And so for the benefit of the public, I just wanted to point out that the language that is relevant in that policy is captured in ACAA-R1. So it was really a duplicative policy and had a couple of competing clauses. So rather than try and weave together two things that just weren't going to fit, we made those changes to R1, which you just passed for first reading, and then are just backing out the standalone AC policy. Just wanted to make that abundantly clear that we maintain a commitment to non-discrimination.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications from any members of the school committee. Amy.
I attended kindergarten screening and it was beautifully run. BPS did a great job. It was great to see all the parents just hanging out with all their children off in some other room playing with Play-Doh or whatever. It was a great event. And if anybody hasn't registered and enrolled for kindergarten and pre-K, now is the time. Additionally, on June 9th, when we have the budget vote, we are reinstating the walk run to the polls. So if anybody wants to meet at Elements at 7 in the morning, you can walk very slowly with me and a stroller from there to the high school to vote.
Thank you, Amy. Any other communications? Only one I have is Charter Commission was passed at the November election, so it's also on the ballot on June 9th, though there are no competitive races, so there will be 7 individuals who are voted into those seats and 2 that are mayoral appointments and confirmed by the council. That application is open, so if anyone's interested, please check it out. It's on the city website to apply for the Charter Commission, where there is more information about what that entails. And with that, we are looking to go into executive session, and I don't believe we'll be coming out for any votes. So looking for a motion to go into executive session for confidential compensation discussions pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056C, labor contract negotiations between the school committee and teachers union pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056C.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Amy, second by Megan. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Amy, second from Megan to exit executive session. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Any other motions on the floor?
Yes, I'll make a motion to adopt the Teamsters collective bargaining agreement.
Second.
Motion from Amy, second from Megan. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous.
I'll also make a motion to accept the
Non-union.
non-union collective bargaining, but it can't be collective bargaining. Non-union wages, contract. Wages, non-union wages.
Second.
Motion from Amy, second from Megan. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. And now I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Amy, second by Megan. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.